It's hot as a bitch in here though, actually, man. If this motherfucker don't come through, if he don't come through early, I'm about to get up out this live. There we go. We up in here. I don't know how you ain't find it before, bro, but let's go. Temperature though, it's like I'm like hot cold. I'm like cold hot in this bitch. I got the fire going, but like I feel like I'm gonna put socks on.
Hello,
What's up, man? What's going
hello.
on?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, you hear me, man?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, man. I kept going on my computer, on my phone, and I didn't see no live, so my bad though.
That's all good, man. What's going on with you, man? What you wanna go on?
Anything, man. I mean, I just see what you do, and I like it, to be honest. I heard you talking with Pharaoh. It got me intellectually stimulated, and I don't know, the vibe he's on, he started talking about like self-sustainable community, like autonomous, maybe even, yeah, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of my whole spiel, man. Like, yeah, so I don't know, I just wanted to come in, make some connections with you because you seem to be like a soul brother. I mean, we have the same hairstyle, the same beard. So, just wanted to see what you're about and, talk to you.
Well, first off, man, I'm not a soul, man. I'm the top program in this bitch, man. I'm not a soul.
Okay,
I'm a
true.
program. But well, I don't really know. I don't really know, man. You said you wanted to go on, so I was like, fuck it, let's go, man. Because
Let's go.
I haven't had anything to say. There's been some basic news shit to talk about, but I was like, let me just wait for the holidays to end and then come back around or something, Friday or Saturday or something. But I really didn't have no real talking points to go off of, man. I was kind of just like, coming in here, pretty much just straight shooting from the hip, man. I don't really.
Yes, sir. And I honestly think that those conversations sometimes are better. Like, as much as I like organizing and, having a predestined kind of place, sometimes if you just ping pong, it takes you places. So I kind of thought maybe we should go into a little bit like the disasters that are happening. Like, what's your take on that? And then like the volcanoes erupting for the first time in 12,000 years, Ethiopia, like Hawaii starting to go crazy. I mean, unrest politically. We got Nepal, we got Indonesia, we got a little bit in the Philippines, but they kind of pussied out a bit, overthrowing governments. Like, here in Korea, I'm in Korea, by the way, I'm half Korean. And the Koreans here are like killing themselves at the highest rate. Supposedly we're all going towards capitalism, and it's all good and shiny cars and shiny houses, but it doesn't seem like that. So just want to hear your take.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like pretty broad, man. I don't know if you got anything specific you want to unpack. I think like as far as the timelines go, I'm not buying the timeline, so I don't really know how long it's been since the last natural disaster happened or when last time this volcano did this. I don't buy carbon dating. I mean, carbon dating is for living things, but the other forms of dating, I feel like they're all flawed. They all have limitations and flaws to them. So I mean, your guess is as good as mine as far as like what the real timeline is. You know what I mean? I feel like I have some structure to it, but I don't buy what we've been given. So I don't really know if the significance of the natural disasters and like as far as like the uprising or anything like that, man. I think most of it is like coordinated or plane
Mm.
collapses, man. I think it's we're dealing with another level, or I guess not another level, but just very sophisticated psychological warfare. And I don't believe pretty much anything that's going on is like I haven't seen anything that makes me feel like there's going to be any real transformation. It just seems like more business as usual, and just continually repackaging slavery in different ways. I don't really,
Yeah.
maybe I'm black pilled about it, but I don't really see it, man. I don't really see it. Collectively, I mean, I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, so then it brings the question, like, what do we do? Like, I'm not saying we're enlightened, but like we have kind of a picture of, how things are being misled. Then what is it? What are you? That's what I was curious about. Like, what are you doing out there? Where are you? What's up with you?
I mean, I live in California, man. I live like in the Sequoia Forest, and Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm in a funny spot with it. I gotta protect people from me, and I gotta protect myself from people. So it's like kind of a,
Mm.
I don't really know. I don't really know like what I'm just pretty much from day to day. I just do what I can from day to day to make my life a little bit better. Like, cause
Mm.
I try to do the community shit. I've
Uh,
tried to, yeah. I feel like that shit is just, I don't
doesn't
know,
work.
bro. I don't see it. I don't see it personally happening for me. I think most people are just trying to do their own thing, and I can't
Mm.
even really blame them for that. Because like if
Yeah.
I thought about like if I was to leave my life and go into someone else's life right now, and like
Mm.
be in their community, like this is something I probably would die before that happened. You know what I mean? And like
Mm.
so I don't really when I think about other people, the things, the compromises they would have to make to go into someone else's thing that they already established, I don't really I don't
Well,
blame them for not coming.
let me take this take. Like, what if we establish something completely new so that there were no rules from the get-go, but the whole idea is whatever's happening out there isn't really working. So it's not like we're going to detach from it because we still need it. Like, money's still a reality, right? Like, we still need tools and we still need building materials. So, like, what if you come at it from that perspective where it's like, it's not, you're going into something with all these rules and you have to bend the knee to all these different kinds of things, but you just try to figure out a way that's better. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying like in my personal circumstance, I have not I've been a lot of places, man, and I don't think I would match a place other than where I'm at. So I'd be like, this is probably the best situation that I'm going to get. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I got a lot of space. I got access to water. I got pretty much an abundance of sun compared to the rest of the country. You know.
What about people? Sorry to interrupt, but what about the people around you? Like, are you finding good friends?
Oh nah, man. Generally speaking, nah, man. I mean, I feel like when you go into like rural America in general, it's very divided, very racist, and people are in their cliques. It's like letting a disease fester almost because they can kind of be away from everybody. I think it's. I've never really been in a rural area. I've heard of some good. I've heard of this shit. I don't know. I haven't
Mm.
been there long enough, but I've heard of like places north of Sacramento, like
Okay.
Grass Valley, the Grass Valley area. I heard like there's like areas where it's like supposedly like more supposed free thinkers or what have you, but I don't know. I haven't spent the time. A lot of the times I feel like sometimes those would be the worst. People that are self-described as that are sometimes the worst. I feel like I'll be with racists sometimes, and I actually would learn something. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Motherfuckers be free thinkers. They don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to
Uh-huh.
build nothing. They don't know how to take nothing apart, put it back together. So it's like a conflict of interest where I'm like, I want to learn things, and
Interesting.
I don't want to be conceptual. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the hard thing. Is like a lot of people don't actually know how to do things. They don't have real
Yes.
skills. So
Yeah, and dude, I think that's like the key point you bring there in community. That's the biggest problem is we got a lot of talkers and not many like doers and walkers. And then the people that like are actual carpenters that are building and different things like this. Like no one wants to get their hands dirty and they just want to float on top with these ideas. So I don't know. So what I'm kind of getting from you is like you'll kind of build it there and then they will come. Is that kind of what you're going towards, or it's like you don't even care if people come or not, or
yeah,
what's the?
I don't think people will come. I don't expect it. I feel like I've tried it several times. I don't. It has not been healthy. It ends up just being exhausting every time I've ever tried it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
like, yeah.
Why
So
is
I
that?
don't. Why is it exhausting?
Yeah, why does it get exhausting for people just because we're working for different ends? What's the thing?
It's just like the location. I think the location
Location.
people are going to be heavily dependent on me and my movements, and like it's a lot of space. But if they're out here alone with me, they're going to still be up under me. Like generally speaking, a lot of people don't. They
Well,
don't.
let me frame it this way, Taylor. Then, like, what would people need to do so they wouldn't be leaning up on you, so that you had your space? Like, would they need to buy land near you and do their own thing, and then from time to time talk to you? Like, because like that's what I'm trying to figure out too, right? Because my favorite place right now is Philippines. There's this place called Colonia Divina. It's a conflict of interest kind of word. So you call it colony and divine doesn't really go together. But anyhow, there's like a cool thing out there where these guys. There was a founder that said, we're gonna come, we're gonna plant a bunch of fruit trees. We're going to be less dependent on society. I mean, he died, he keeled over, and the people who are carrying on his legacy don't really follow his works. But the general idea was cool because it was kind of like, we're going to get together. It's going to be less based off of money. It's like, because you know how, you know, in the family, it's more communist, right? Once you get out to society, you need a medium of exchange because you can't just be taken advantage of. But like, he kind of wanted to build a closeness between that community and kind of do something. And it seemed like it worked in the beginning, but now we're at this point where we have to like reignite that kind of fire. And so that's where I'm coming from. Like, I'm just looking at what you're doing because I see you as like, you know, you're not perfect, but you know a lot of things, and it's interesting what you're doing. So like, where are you headed and what you're doing? What are you thinking? That's why I came to kind of pick your brain a bit, you know?
Yeah, and I don't really think people should follow me. I say a lot of things I think that are accurate, but like my personal self, I feel like I don't think people should follow me or try to get close to me physically. I think I don't think that's been very helpful in the past for either one of us.
Got it.
I just haven't had good experiences, and I just think that like they based on whatever their challenges and strengths are, they probably should just go with their own, you know, their own will and their own guidance system instead of the situation that I'm in. I just don't think people. I live in a very harsh environment. You know what I mean? Like it's
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's very hot in the summer, and like to me, I more so like the fall and the early spring and winter because it's not so fucking hot. And then in the winter, is the nights are cold. I mean, the days are nice, but the nights are cold. You got to do a lot of things manually, and I
Okay.
just don't. And I'm really far from everything. You know what I mean?
Are
I'm
you
50
using
miles.
money? Do you
Huh?
still use money, and do you still buy food and this kind of stuff, or what?
Yeah, I still do, man. I mean, half the year I go and play overseas. I go play ball overseas, and then I come
Okay.
back. Yeah, so I like because it's pretty much the most nihilistic thing I could do. I don't really have nothing else going on. I could just play ball, and I could have like a ballerific ass life myself. I haven't found a way to be able to share my life in that
Mm.
way, like in a healthy way. So like, I feel like I get like 6 months to go kind of just be out in the world wherever I want to play at. And, you know, whether it be like Brazil or last year I was in Switzerland or whatever, or this year I was in Switzerland. And I feel like that's more so 6 months up here, just kind of in isolation with my dogs. And then 6 months out in the world, just being like completely anonymous someplace that I will not be long. And so
I
I
see.
never really build nothing there either because I'm just going for a short period of time. I
Mm.
don't know. I feel like I haven't generated relationships in life that, I mean, I have people that I'm cool with or whatever that I feel
Uh-huh.
like we
Uh-huh.
get along and we got a lot of common ground, but I haven't generated anything where we could actually share our life together, like intimately or be close together, like, you know what I mean, as friends or
Like a
anything, you know what I
brotherhood.
mean? Yeah, and I gotta look at it like this. Like my actual brother, we've done a lot of things, we've been a lot of places together, but my
Mm.
relationship, my actual brother, is not the best. You know what I mean? So I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
I, I mean, for me to like start new friendships and brotherhoods is like, bro, I got this other shit I got to work on still. I
I gotta
can't.
fix myself, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I could definitely have a better relationship with him somehow, probably. I don't know. Because I just don't. I feel like there's only person in life that really accepts me is my dad. I don't really feel like anyone else.
Really
Everyone else wants me to be something. I feel like he's the only person
interesting.
that actually accepts me. And other than that, I feel like
Well, you just met me, but me too, bro. I'm not trying to change you. I think you're good. You know, like I accept you. No, I
yeah.
mean,
I
like
mean,
same thing with my siblings too. My sister, for instance, she like couldn't get pregnant, right? So she's like adopting and stuff. Like my older sister, like 10 years older, and I told her like, sis, like you got to clean out your ovaries. You're filthy. Like the reason why you can't get pregnant is because you've been using your temple in disgust, like in a disgusting manner, totally unhygienic. And she cut me off. So it's like that. Like I know exactly what you're saying. Like for me, like it seems like people that are closer to me are further, and some few people that were further are actually much more family like, and I can trust them. And you know, I mean, my mom's kind of like that, like your dad, I guess, in a sense, where she's kind of still kind of indoctrinated with the Christian spiel kind of thing, you know, like she's still very religious, but at the same time, she thinks like, you know, what I'm trying to do with like the hygienic thing, with the natural farming thing, she's like, oh, that's good, that's the future, that's all cool. So it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have much common ground. I just think my dad just more so like it's your life. I accept it. I don't want. I'm just glad that you exist. I think other people in my life they want me to be something. I don't feel like it's not and I don't really I just don't I haven't experienced like real as much as my dad accepts me and I love him and I care about him. I feel like I haven't really ever experienced like real intimacy with anybody. So
Ah.
like I think like it's just to start new relationships at this point. I guess it's the only way you can practice, but every time it just ends up doing more damage. So I
Mm.
feel like I like keeping things at a distance. I like to keep the internet people on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, and we just talk on the internet, and I feel like it keeps it in a healthy place. Because I feel like a lot of the times, I don't know, I just end up doing damage, man. I don't want to hurt nobody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've hurt a lot of people. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I feel like at this point,
I'm just curious, can you go a little bit specific? Is it because like maybe you know something more than they know and then you kind of like rub it in their face? Like what is it that you feel like you're damaging others? Like how is that?
um, I feel like when, like for instance, I've had people stay here and they kind of just like hide from life.
Okay, so they're kind of like parasites.
They kind of just hide. Yeah, they hide from life. Like they want to. They think they want something that I have, but they don't really want to live the life. And I feel like they come up here and they want to hide from life
Mm.
more so. And as far
Well,
as
then let
women
me.
is concerned,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what is it that you have that they want? Because it would seem like if they come see you, it would be because they just want to, live in like next to you, not just try to like get something from you, right? Not trying to like, you know what I'm saying? What is it from you that they're looking for?
I think my life just looks very autonomous and very
Oh, I
like
see.
I can just do anything, And I think that I do have some level of autonomy, but it comes at a great cost. Like the things I got to do to like maintain it, I feel like people are not really willing to do. And I took a lot of risks that people would never take. So I feel like they just see the things and then they think
Mm.
like if they do breath work or do certain shit that they're gonna get the things I got. And I'm like, no, I lived a whole nother life that got me material things, and then that gave me time, and then that's how I got deeper and deeper into like self discovery. It was more so like taking crazy risks, risking my freedom, risking my well being, and that's kind of what allowed me to get property and space and time and money, and
Okay.
it positioned me. So I don't think I could really give anybody advice. I'm not gonna tell somebody like, yo, risk your fucking body and
And
your
your
freedom.
job and your career and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna tell them. I can't tell them that. Like, I can't tell them to like live in live in that anxiety I used to live in. I
I mean,
don't
because
think
it
that
wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right either, right? Because it's
it's
not
not
their life path,
it's not
right? It's
applicable to their life. Yeah,
yeah.
the timing of things, it don't match their life. I really can't tell people what to do. Like, I don't really have answers for people. Like, I talk about like current events, and I can talk about like my daily life, the shit I'm going through. Maybe it applies to them somewhere, but I can't really guide nobody at all because my
Hmm.
life, I feel like it was very, um, I don't know. I don't want to say unique, but in a lot of respects, it was. I wasn't alone. There was other people living similar lives, but even still, I think I I can't really. Anybody can really coach. You know, I don't really
I get
know
what you
like
mean
how.
because there was a lot of people around me, but I've always been alone, bro. And then like now I'm kind of finding people that have been alone in their lives, and then I feel like alone together. Like if you go into the etymology of alone, it's like all one. So I've been with all these people that have never been alone with themselves. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
they don't even know who they are. Like who they are is just defined by those around them. So there's never been an ounce of authenticity within them. So I'm just going through life, meeting all these people, and really I'm meeting no one, right? Like it's a very ironic thing.
yeah, because they're not themselves. Generally, they're not their whole self. It's still there. but it's just not fully expressed. But yeah, nah, man, I don't know. I don't really. I look at it kind of like I'm probably chained to this place, and I've probably been doing this shit for hundreds of years. And souls have been coming and going. And a lot of them are just fucking oblivious. They just got to the amusement park, and they're just like, "Oh my god, all these rides!" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I've been here, man. I'm just doing my
Okay, let me
fucking time."
tag on that. You think there's too many souls in this realm? I have
No,
no
I'm
clue.
saying
I'm just
no.
asking.
I'm not saying too many. I'm saying that they it's almost like
Immature.
their first rodeo. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
man, like I'm chained to this place. I've been here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I'm a program. Like when this place was when this when this video game was created, I was one of the characters in this bitch. You know what I mean? That was like part of the shit. You know what I mean? You motherfuckers y'all can turn the game off and go into some other thing. I'm in this level forever. So
Okay,
like,
I see.
yeah, so I've been in this bitch. I know my Grand Theft Auto map, I've already mapped it all out. I already know all the spots. I completed all the side missions. It's like, I don't really know. And I don't really know how I can be of service to people at this point. Like, because I feel like I'm not really in touch with them and their experience. You know what I mean? Like with the average human experience, like generally speaking, very different. You know what I mean? And I don't, it's not to exalt myself. I just think that I don't know how it applies. I don't know how and it always comes off as offensive. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know who to speak to about it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I feel like it's better to be quiet mostly at this point. On my personal life,
Mm,
on the internet, I can talk, and then people that choose to listen.
yeah. Yeah, no, same here, bro. Like, honestly, I'm most comfortable on coconut trees in the Philippines, bro, where nobody's bothering me. I'm just in nature. I just get my sustenance from my own work, my own labor, the fruits of my own labor kind of thing, right? And I'm just in absolute aloneness and solitude. But then, like, a part of me, like, right now I'm in Korea because I'm trying to do like a side mission here. I'm trying to like stimulate the Korean populace somehow. Like it's futile right now. Like every time I come at it, it's futile. It's futile. But like, so I'm trying to like figure out a balance, right? Like to what extent, and that's what I was kind of texting you about and saying maybe we should go into that is like, how should we approach this dying world? Do we not do anything? Because it seems like not doing anything about it is also wrong, but like it seems like putting your life in jeopardy of just like totally going into society and trying to be like I don't know, a stockbroker or whatever, doctor, whatever the hell you want to, you just get so involved to the point where really you're soulless is also wrong. So like, what is it that we do? Like, if we know this, you think it's just a hermit lifestyle that's left for us? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think a lot of it is like, I think about my own life. You know what I'm saying? Like how on a microcosmic level, I guess, like,
Yeah.
you make decisions when you're young, and then they have ramifications that last for the rest of your life,
Mm.
and then you have to like live out that. Like it's not like you make a bad decision, and yeah, it's like that at that moment it comes and goes, and that's like the easiest part. Fucking
Uh,
up,
uh,
living with this shit for the rest of your life is the actual punishment or challenge or whatever, like the disciplinary action. And I feel like there's things that I can't change really. I can't go back and I can't do nothing about it. And this shit's like I have to live with it. It's gonna haunt me forever at some level if I think about it. If I'm just being virtuous in my moment right now that I'm in and I make the most of it, then I don't dwell in that. But if
yeah.
there's any moment, if I ever deviate from that and go into thinking about the past, it's nothing but nightmares and hauntings there. And so like
Uh.
I think like as a collective, it's a lot of nightmares and hauntings
Oh
that's just
yeah, dude.
there that
It's just a
people
giant nightmare.
we're like living out the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Like I made a bad decision at 19, and for the rest of my life I had to deal with that. And
Yeah.
if I'm not just focused on right now and doing what I can right now, I'm going to go back to reverting to being like, fuck, I fucked my whole life up when I was 19, and there's nothing I can do about that. Like, and I feel like that's kind of where the collective is, where like there's things that have been done that's like, damn, this got to take its course. You know what I mean? Like certain shit happen and it results in failure. It's like a formula for failure, and like a failed life has to happen based on this input. Like this is what failure looks like. It don't look like that moment when you fail. It's all the years and days and all of that after that. It's not like right then. I feel like right then is almost like a blur or a blank. It's not even really. You kind of in an objective space when.
It's kind of like an ejaculation.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's a big fuck up for sure if you ain't making a baby. But yeah, for sure. I think you're more so like in a stunned place when you really fail and you make a decision that's really bad, and it leads to like a ripple effect of a bunch of other, and you continue to fight it and ignore the fact that you made a bad decision. Then it just continues to ripple, and then your life is now it's a failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to live out the rest of it. And I feel like, generally speaking, the way people managed their life experience for generations has been a failure, and we're all like living that out, and like
Yeah, since ancestry, really, right? Like it's in the genes, the failure.
yeah, they made decisions that brought people here that wasn't supposed to be here and don't want to be here, and then they make decisions based off of that status of not wanting to be here. So then it just makes it worse, perpetuates it, and it's just like it's like inverted virtue. You know what I mean? That's kind of the state that we're in, and I don't really think that you can really turn that ship around.
You
It
sure,
has to
man?
take
Because I have this weird
its
feeling,
course.
bro. I have this weird feeling, bro. Like you can kind of go Dave and Goggins with it, you know, and then you're just like, let's just face the demons. Like, let's just enjoy my demons. Let's just enjoy the genetic failures that's stacked up, and let's go straight back in the opposite way. Because it's just like, what else can we do at this point? You know, like we can live out the failure, but at the same time, it's kind of boring. You know, like,
Yeah,
like why are we here?
all you can do is focus on like right now. I mean,
Yeah.
if you get far away from right now, then it's you're living in that nightmare. It's just there waiting. And I think if you was to make a virtuous life out of your life, then it's just more motivation there. I think it's just more and more motivation instead of nightmares. And some people might try to transmute the nightmares into motivation, but I still think that shit it weighs on you no matter what. Like it's just a scar.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
I think, and you gotta live it out. It's just the formula of it. Like you gotta live it out. Like certain things have to happen if you make selfish and non-virtuous. It just has to happen. It's just like why you drop a rock, it has to sink in water. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
drop it in it has to sink. Like this, the ramifications of this has to unfold. Like you make a selfish decision and then you continue to be prideful. It's just like you're gonna get more failure, and you know what I mean. And like you can continue to live in the moment and like continue on in a decent trajectory, but those failures are what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like
I see.
people, I made selfish decisions. I hurt people. People around me died. I can't bring a motherfucker back. You know what I mean? I have to live with that forever. Like it's not like I can't. That's there forever. At any moment I'm out of the moment. It's like this is here every time. So I have to like, all right, let me just stay right here because I can't. My life is. I can't. I almost can't reflect on it. I have to just like use it as it like a ingrained instinct or something from the trauma and the pain. It's like, all right, I know that this. I gotta stay away from all of the atrophy and the pride and the decadence, and just stay virtuous in the moment as I can be, and because I got nothing else. You know what I mean? I can't look back at memories like, oh yeah, I did all these things right. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
Yeah.
no, I was selfish, and I fucked up tremendously, and this is what you get. It's not like you're supposed to get something else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can't act like I was supposed to get something else.
Yeah, you can't do one thing and expect another. But I mean, I guess kind of what I'm thinking right now is like, do you ever look at yourself like as a parent looking at its child? Like when I look at myself, it's like I'm a child, you know? And I don't know, the way I just carry myself through life, it seems very ironic sometimes. And it seems very like poetic too. like, you know, because we really want to play the character, right? We want to be this character, and we get caught up in this character. And sometimes I think it's a good thing to be in the character, so you don't lose yourself. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. Like, I guess you've had some rhetoric the past few videos I've seen of you where you're like, I'm dealt with these, like, whether it's like the circumcision or whatever, that you're like, I've been dealt with these things, I can do nothing about it. Like, damn it. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's like that. I feel like because you were like, oh, you said this within the Pharaoh podcast. You said like it's like a paraplegic who outdoes, like, you know, who's fully functional, a person who's fully functional, some disabled guy, you know, runs laps around him. Like, I feel like that's where we should be at, since we have the knowledge. No.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. I think that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm completely disabled, like, you know what I mean? But I'm doing the best that a disabled person can do, and the standards happen to be so low that my life can maybe look attractive to some people.
Okay, I see. Because like you're like a most improved player type thing, you know.
Yeah, like a Down syndrome school.
Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Got it. But okay, so but so I see. So you're saying kind of like in the near future, you don't really see yourself mixing with anyone. You're just going to stay true to who you are for now, and then you'll see what happens. Or what do you think? Like, do you think there's ever a time where you think we got to? Because I don't know, man. I feel like we're social creatures. Like, it could be some false ego sense in me. I don't know. But when I see you, I just want to be there. I want to help you. You know, I want to do my own thing there. I mean, I don't really like California because it's not full tropics. I'm a very much of a full tropics kind of guy. But outside of that fact, like, you know, when I see you, I'm like, that's my brother. Like, you know, I don't care about age. I don't care if you're older or younger. That's me. I see me there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to help. I want to find more me's and then do something, even if the me's don't necessarily agree upon everything. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I keep cyclically coming back to that, but that's where I'm at, where it's like the people around me that are not like me, I'm tired of them. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know. What do you think? Like when you do these 6 month excursions and you just go straight into the matrix, right? And you're just surrounded by all these people that don't know from left or right, up and down. Everything is upside down. What is it like? You know, like, what do you feel, man?
I mean, it's not really any different. I feel either way I'm isolated. I'm just isolated with people, or I'm isolated alone physically. It don't really. Um, Either way, it's kind of exhausting. You know, either way, it's like I'm like a fucking cactus. You know what I mean? Like, I get very little love, actual genuine, unconditional care. But that's all I fucking need, because it's just like I need this little bit of sprinkle and I can make it through the winter. And I'm a cactus out here. I'm a spiritual cactus, bro. I don't really, you know what I mean? I was like conditioned in that way, and I just think that now I'm just used to it. You know what I mean? I don't. And at the same time, I've not been a good person on this earth. You know what I mean? I've done a lot. I've done a lot. I've seen a lot, and I have done some cool things, or some good things, I guess.
Same here.
But
Same here.
I haven't been a good person to people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
generally speaking, I have not been good. You know what I mean? I don't deserve
Let's be
people.
specific, man. Let's be specific, because I want to know. Like, for me, it's like girls. I've taken advantage of a lot of girls, like over 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's for me. Like, now I come and realize I'm just taking advantage of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being lustful and pretending like this aspect of myself is going to bring me some joy, but really I'm just depleting myself, you know? So that's for me. Like, what do you mean when you say you haven't been good to people? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like I just don't feel like I have a good any good track record with people. If I did, I'd have some friends. I'd have a brotherhood. I'd have maybe I had better relationship with my brother. I had better relationship, you know, with people. You know what I mean? In general, like, it's a me problem. It's nobody else. I'm not looking at like, yo, other people are bad or the world is bad. People are who
okay.
the fuck they are. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with them. You know what I mean? I think it generally speaking, I mean, people have mistreated me, but it never warranted me to live the selfish life that I've lived my whole life. You know what I mean? And so I think that it's not like I could blame anybody else for my selfishness. You know what I mean? So I think I gotta ultimately protect people, because I really don't even know how to be good to people. So I think that, like, I have to buffer them from me, because if I'm hurting people, it hurts me. So I feel like in a selfish way, I'm just not hurting motherfuckers because I don't want to be in pain. It's not even
Okay.
like
And oh,
I feel like my natural inclination is to strike first. You know what I mean? And I
but,
feel like so
but
I just keep people away from me.
but would you also say kind of like you're hurting? So because you're hurting, you're like stopping people from being hurt by your hurt. That's gonna like subconsciously seep into them, or and then if that's
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
the
If
follow
I
up question would be like, why are you hurting, and what do you do to stop hurting? You know, like
I was designed to be a destroyer. You know what I mean? And that was my natural designation in this place. That's what my program was supposed to do, was to destroy. And you know what I mean? That's what it was. It's like
I
anything
mean,
that's a
you gotta plow the field, bro. Like destroying is not a bad thing necessarily, right?
yeah. I mean, we're in a compost state where everything is in complete disarray and destruction, and you know, parasites and things like that. They latch on to what's already killing itself, and I
Yeah.
just don't want to be a part of other people killing themselves no more.
Okay.
Not necessarily like I love people or even love myself. I just don't like that cycle, and I don't see no fruits from it, and it doesn't feel good. And it's more of a selfish thing. Even still, even my virtue is selfish. Right? I'm just like, I'm only not fucking with y'all because fucking with y'all makes it hurt worse. It's not even
Mm,
about y'all.
okay. Yeah, I like that because I see people who do like all these meditation practices and stuff. I don't like it, man, because where is it coming from? It's like the old Alan Watts thing of like trying to get rid of the ego is the most egotistical enterprise, right? It's like, where is this coming from? This self-search. To me, man, it almost seems like when people stop looking for themselves, they've already found. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's sure, sure, man. I can't argue with that, man. Pretty forward statement. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people they want vanity and they want euphoria, man. And
Um,
I don't have the energy. That's more so what it is. It's not even like I wouldn't do it. If I had the energy, I would
ah,
do it. If I had
okay.
more energy, like if I had the energy of my brother or my cousins, I'll be even more of a tyrant. So it's like it's almost
Okay.
like it's almost like a failsafe that life didn't give me the natural energy of like my familial contemporaries, because like
Yeah.
I would be even more destructive and more vain. And so it's like I got sick and tired very early. And so it was like, oh shit, I gotta change. It wasn't more so like, oh, I gotta make myself better to make the world better. It was just like, yo, I'm already deteriorating so rapidly that I can't I have no choice in the matter. Whereas like, people around me, my brother, they have way more potential. And they continue to lust and do the things that they want to do. And I'm just like, bro, I would be right there with you if I had the energy to do it. I just don't
I
have it.
see.
You know what I mean? So it's not like I've learned in that way. It's not like my virtue is actually authentic. It's like
Mm.
it's more so my energy dictating the fact that I can't hang. So I just do what I can. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, in my self discovery, I mean, so like most things are vain. So I think that I'm not special in that way. I think a lot of people are
Mm.
indulging in vanity, but like I just think that I already understand whether whether it be because I've been here for so long, chained to this place, one way or another. But like I would do it. I would do this shit still. You know what I mean? If I had the energy. So it's not really like I'm stopping on account of like actual
Trying to better
virtue.
yourself. Yeah, it's not like you're trying to better yourself. It's like you have no more it's like my dad. He was a big drinker, but he shot his liver. Like his liver's fucked. So now he
Yeah,
can't drink. It's not even
yeah.
that he don't. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you're
Oh,
saying.
bro, if I could drink, I would drink every day. I would do LSD every other day. I would smoke weed every day. If I had the energy, I would do all of those things. I would do. I would not. I would be fucking different bitches every as much as I could. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to even talk to them and reach out to them and go through the whole. It's gone. So I don't. It's not. It's not so much I don't want to. There's still like a pressure there that I got to be like. I got to insulate myself from, like, kind of strategically. You know what I mean? Like I have to
Yeah.
physically put myself in places where either I don't know the language for 6 months or I'm 50 miles away from people. Like you know, it's more of like a protection mechanism from me and for them, you know. And I look at it like it's not separate, like God or the universe, whatever, is protecting them from me and protecting me from them. You know, because what I'll do is like if I continue to vamp people, it just makes me a bigger vamp. Like that's the
Yeah.
only way I can smoke and drink and stuff. I can smoke, drink, fuck, and do dumb shit like that all the time if I continue to leech on people. And I just
Mm.
don't, you know what I mean? Like other people have the natural energy to do it. You know, I don't, it's not there. I have to leech people off of people and can, you know, just be a parasite in order to continue doing it. And like, I have no natural energy for it. You know what I mean? So it's not really a choice. Like you said, your pops don't have a choice. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like for me, it's like that with carbs, or when I like, let's say, because I eat strictly pretty much vegan, quote unquote, right? But vegan don't mean healthy, right? Like there's a lot of shit. So when I eat that, I feel it right away. It's almost like because I know, because I've seen. Now my body's like slapping me across the face like 10 times, 100 times harder. So I feel the same way. Like same with girls too. Like before, I would go out here and like famous places in Korea, Itaewon, Hongdae, like Foreigner District, whatever, and just girl after girl, just shoot my shot, like screw, bang, next, like, and now it's just like, what's the point in all this, like,
how many
like,
Mexican chicks can you fuck? You know what I'm saying? How many
yeah, yeah,
Filipino bitches can you fuck? How
exactly,
many white chicks can you fuck before you're like, man, I mean, it's like 7 of them. It's like not that, it's not that many of them really. I mean,
yeah,
it's like different variations of these same few flavors. And like, I'm not kidding myself if I act like it's some new pussy. This is the same bitch with a different name. And I'm the same fucking scandalous vampire that I've been the whole time. So it
same
ain't different.
scammer,
Just put them in the same spot. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the fuck,
no,
you know
no,
what I
I
mean?
mean, and for girls, like for me, man, it's like body's one thing, like that first attraction of, oh god, she's hot, she got nice curves, but then after it's like, what do you have left? It's like the whole Patrice thing, right? It's like, what's next? There's nothing next, so why am I even here? What am I
Yeah,
even doing? Selling out my soul just to get some pussy? Like, I don't know, man. But
yeah, man.
anyhow,
Yeah. It's not. I don't know. I mean, I specifically, I feel like I was definitely, you know, I guess some sort of sexual demon. You know what I mean? Like personified. And so I don't know, man. I feel like I'm more like decommissioned, man. Every time I engage in it, it's like I'm fucking lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm lying. I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to them. I don't want to lie no more, man. I'd rather just fucking chill. I'd rather hang out with my
yeah,
dogs. My dogs can't lie to me. I can't really lie to them.
yeah,
You know what I'm
bro, I
saying? Like
feel that.
they can't lie. We can't lie to each other. So
Yeah.
I feel like um, the one chick I was talking to, I stopped
Okay.
talking to her. I stopped talking to her because I was
Okay.
like, I sent her the meme. The black dude that's like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she was like, "What's up? You want to talk?" And I was like, "I can't lie to you if I don't talk to you." Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's true, yo. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't, bro. Like, I can't.
yeah,
I'm pressured to. I'm inclined to. And
exactly.
until that goes away, I don't deserve to be talking to y'all. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's kind of where I got discipline myself, or I'm gonna just get in the worst situations. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I'm the same way, man. Like I keep coming to like this point with girls, right? Where it's like I'm about to like bring them on a quote unquote spiritual path. And then it's always that like apex point where I'm like, but I can't lie to you. I can't, like, I have to stay true to who I am. Because if you make me your bitch, you're not gonna like me anyway. So it's like I gotta be who I am to make you happy. But in order for that to happen, you have to like almost completely capitulate. Like, I don't know, maybe it's my immaturity as a man to a girl that I think like the girl has to follow me 100% of the way, or I don't know what it is,
We both. I mean,
maybe.
both sides is usually immature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but yeah, but it's that spiel, right, where it's like, if I don't know who I am, why would I even want to be with you? Like, why would I lead you somewhere? Why would I have intimacy with you? So I came to the same conclusion, man. Like bitches get so angry when I say this, but it's like, I want a dog, I want a bitch, like I want something
no,
when I
no.
come.
I mean that's a good point, man. That's what I came. I came to that realization a minute ago. I was like, damn. I completely control my dog's existence, and that's
Yes,
why
and they
we cool.
love it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do love me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But it's more conditional. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it feels more safe, and that's
yeah.
kind of like that's when I
They feel
realized like
safe.
That's when I realized I was a tyrant and a dictator.
Yeah,
I need things to be
yeah.
a certain way, and I don't really want other relationships that I can't completely control. And that's just like that's a sickness, bro. That I don't know if I'm gonna iron that out in the rest of my lifetime. I'm already
Yeah,
35.
man.
If I got another 35, the first 35 was like this. If the next 35 is supposed to go faster, bro, it's already over. So I'm like, man, you know, I don't really see it.
I mean, but so I tell it to her like this. Like I tell it to the girls. Like I'm like, like it's just real simple. Like I'm just real simple. When I come home, I want the dog to be jumping all up on me, licking my face. Like, master, you didn't die and you came back. Like I want that level of simple happiness, And then like it's this thing where it's like if I don't train the dog, then what's the dog gonna do? It's gonna start some shit with some other dog, and I'm gonna have to come up and get bit. So it's like let me help you by controlling you. And if you don't want to be controlled by me, then find someone else you want to be controlled by or go to feminism, whatever. Like, you have
Yeah,
many
I mean,
options here.
yeah. It, ultimately, it's like if you want protection, you got to take orders from whoever's protecting you.
Yeah. And then,
That's just how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Like if the man's not providing any sort of protection financially or physically, then yeah, of course, yeah, the bitch can do whatever. You know what I mean? But if he is at
yeah.
any level, you have to submit. So I don't really.
And I think they need to kind of have this maturity, like females should have this maturity of like, on this realm, we have to dominate. Or maybe it's in the current time period of how things are going. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the spiritual time. But at this time, that needs to be. Because if it's not, like if you don't maturely accept that you're a more subtle form, then what, you want to make me the subtle form? You want me to be the gay guy? You want me to be the girl? Like, are we trying to confuse ourselves? So it's like kind of like that. That's where I'm always ending up at. Like, it's all good, honeymoon period, it's all great, but once that fire kind of dies, like in the beginning where they're like head over heels, it's like there are certain realities, and then if you want to make this work, then you gotta resort to the feminine role. And yeah, so that's where I'm at now. It's like, am I wrong in interpreting the whole feminine and masculine role? Like, was Patrice wrong, or was he right up to a point? Like these coaches and these, like,
I mean,
what do you
I mean, nothing's really absolute. I mean, he's generally right though.
Yeah,
Patrice is generally correct. I
yeah,
mean, maybe his approach or his wording of it was not the best, but I mean,
yeah.
I think it was on time though. Still, I just it's just tough, man. You have to be a wildly talented individual like Patrice. Very talented individual, bro. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? One of the
Yes,
best ever.
sir.
So it's not like anybody. I mean, anybody can behave like that. They can pull it off, the Jedi mind tricks of that type of shit. But
Yeah,
you gotta, if it,
you got to
it's,
commit.
yeah, you're gonna have to be that way forever. It's like he
Yeah.
said, he's like, if you don't want to be answering the phone in the beginning, you can't answer the phone. You know what I mean? Like if she
Mm.
calls you and asks you where you at in the beginning, you gotta not take that call and not and check that beginning. You can't be
Wow.
3
Yeah.
years in and be like, yo, don't call me every time or don't ask me where I'm at or nothing. Like you have to check. You have to be that way from the beginning. And I think a lot of
You got to
people,
set a precedence. A precedence.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
a lot of people they don't. I don't think that they're willing to really do that. Like you said, man, most men love women like they just copy women. So I
Yeah.
think the way they love you, you just try to copy them. So I think that's like, and then factor that in with like mommy issues. It just makes it really a really confounded situation. I don't know, man. I just know like I want to fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I want to. That's what I want to
It's
do. It's
in
not
our
like,
nature.
yeah, I don't. It's not like, and I don't have the money to have kids. So I'd be like,
Yeah. Me
well,
too.
I'm trying to cash checks. I can't. I ain't got the money in the bank. You know what I mean? So like, I'm fucking you for what? We're going this bridge to nowhere. You know what I mean? It's like, what can I do, man? Like, what can I really do? It's not like I'm walking up to bitches and being like, yo, what's your GPA in college? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm walking up. It's like, I'm attracted to you physically. It's not,
I don't
and
care if
we
you're
probably
smart.
have similar emotional dysfunctions. and that's
Yeah.
probably making the draw even worse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. It's not like I'm not meeting bitches in church. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to church. I'm just saying I'm not meeting them in a wholesome situation. It's not like we're synchronized swimmers and I seen her at the pool and I'm like, I seen you kill him out there in that last heat.
I
You
like
know,
the way you move.
it's
We
not
let's
like that.
ride.
That time has come and gone. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because when I was living in Spain, I was like 27, and I remember going to the clubs and shit, and bitches was acting like I was old because it was like 22-year-olds, 21-year-olds, and they was acting like I was old at 27, and
Whoa.
I was like, damn, this shit is only gonna get worse. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna get any better. And all the bitches is older than me. They all got kids or abortions, or they just damn it. Them bitches are
Oh
psycho.
my God,
If there's
man.
no abortion and no kid, and she's over 30, she gonna have to be like a career psycho that's just career oriented. And then generally that bitch is gonna be with someone that is either super dominant or super submissive, and dominant in society. They might not even be actually dominant. You know,
Yeah.
somebody with a lot of money or whatever. So like, you know, you're narrowing it down. It's not that it would have to be a younger bitch. A lot of them bitches got the vaccine. It's not the numbers is really small. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think like how can you even establish anything, you know, at this point. Like I don't want to do the passport bro thing. At the same time, I've been with other chicks from other countries and I enjoy the fact that like we can do the abroad thing together. Like it's
Oh.
nice. It's nice, it's cool and shit, but I ultimately want to be like an American with another American. I never, it, and that has its downfalls or a downside. You know, it would be nice to be with an American that has seen the world, but it's not, you know, most of them haven't, you know, and like most of the, especially the available ones, you know, they might go to like the Caribbean or something. They might go on some
Yeah.
cruises or some shit. Might go to Mexico. You know, bitch might have went to Dubai for a weekend or something.
Oh,
But
bro.
she ain't never really lived in the rest of the world. She's never been in the world.
Yeah.
And so, but I want to be with an American. I feel American. I have roots in America. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really like passport broing is like has this like point where I'm like, I gotta look. I've got to get my bus. This is my bus stop. I got to get off here. I can't keep
Mm.
going down this
Mm-mm.
road because it's just it's a deep disconnect, man. I fuck with Americans, but they generally like they don't be cultured. It sucks. There's no culture. You know what I mean? They don't know mathematics really. They don't know science. They don't know other languages. Generally speaking, you know, like the available ones especially. It's like the more
Yeah.
available they are, the less they know that shit. And so like they ain't traveled. So like you know,
But see, Taylor,
I'm,
that's
I'm,
why uh, no, that's why I think community, bro, because it's like that's kind of my hidden interest, right? It's like we gotta raise these bitches now because there aren't any of them left. Like, where are they? Like,
I,
there's so
I look like that shit. That's people's dad's responsibility. I look at it like I'm like I'm decommissioned, bro. I just take whatever the day gives me and I'm rolling with that. I don't feel like I don't have it, bro. I don't. It's like you got to think about the point of attraction.
uh,
Like somebody that wants to fucking build with me is already in a state of dysfunction. Like we're gonna just be dysfunctional together. Like we actually need somebody that's actually really themselves and has skills on
mm,
top of the fact that they're themselves. You
mm,
know, and that. So I at this point I'm just going for the skills. You know, to
okay,
enhance my skills as much as I can for myself. But I don't really know like the rallying point. The rallying point is that we all fucked up in the game. It's not like we're rallying because like knowledge itself has brought abundance to us. You know, like in my experience, you know, I got things on a personal level, but how much is it really if I can't share it? I haven't been found a way to share it, so it's not real wealth if I can't share it. You know, I got a lot of shit on a personal level. I got a lot of land. I got a lot of time. I've accrued a lot of money at different points in my life, and like, but I ain't really been able to share my life. So I'm not really wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really. How much?
how much do you really have, right?
Yeah, if I can't share it, you know what I mean? If I can't share it, do I really have anything? And so like, I don't know. I haven't found a way to share it, and I don't want to. I don't want to waste people's time. You know, because I really don't know. Like, I got personality disorders, bro. I be straight up at this point. Like I have serious personality disorders that I be dealing with, and I'm dealing with the fact that I don't really get along with the personalities I have. How am I gonna get
Mm.
along with y'all?
Mm.
Kind of crazy, bro. You know what I mean? When I think about it, you
Mm.
know.
I don't know. Maybe I got some. I haven't really recognized it too much. But like, what? So you just one day you like someone and the other day you don't, or what? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I think like generally when I do connect with people, I'll be like in a certain personality that I cannot maintain, and like then I'll be like, oh, I betrayed myself. This person's now in my life, and now it's like I hate myself for that, and then it comes out as me like mistreating them. But um, yeah, that's what I count. That's my to boil it down. That's what I usually encounter with people.
Well, then maybe you should like, or it's not really you should, but maybe the only option for us is then surrounding ourselves with people that when our personality is boiled down, they can still remain with us and not get the sense of, oh, you were this guy in the front and now you're this guy in the back. Like, what the hell? You know, like something like
I
that.
don't.
I don't
I
know.
don't trust myself enough. I feel like that's kind of what it boils down to. Like, I don't trust me enough with people because it goes a slippery slope. Me and people is not been good math. You know what I'm
Huh.
saying? Like it might start off, it might seem like it's nice, but I don't trust where I'm gonna go with it, what I'm gonna say, how much I'm gonna disrespect someone, or how much I'm gonna, you know, yeah, just mistreat them. You know what I mean? I really, and I feel like I went down the road enough times where it's like you got to take the toy away from the kid. They keep breaking a toy or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, yeah, get them more toys. You know what I mean? Like they don't deserve them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like maybe if that shit changes, if I recognize change or transformation, maybe I'll start to gravitate another way. But at this point, bro, I'm headed toward, and I'm on a bridge to nowhere. I'm not telling no one to follow me. I'm on this
Mm,
bridge to nowhere,
mm.
and I know some things, but you know, hopefully it helps. I can't. And
Yeah.
other than that, I can't really. As far as me and people in person, I don't. You know, I don't really want people around. To be honest, I don't really want people around. They don't really want me around if they really get close. There was this one line I used to like, man. Joe Budden
Okay.
said it. He was like, he was talking about somebody else though. He was like, because getting closer to you is getting closer to that. And I was thinking like, yeah, you don't want to get close to me because the things that you gonna get close to as you get closer to me, you do not want that. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I think only people that don't really know me can have this idea that they want to be around me. You know what I mean? And so I know me enough now to be like, nah, don't give him no toys. Don't give him no fucking toys. Don't give him no people. None of that, man. You don't need that shit, man. You know, so I don't know. I just don't trust me with none of it. You know what I mean? Like
But I
I,
mean,
I don't
I'll put it
accept
this
help.
way. Okay.
I don't really
But what?
accept help. I'd rather do shit the hard way and not need nobody and get to the other side of it and be like, fuck it. I got scarred up from that, but I didn't need nobody. And yeah, it made me tired, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
But I
I
mean,
repeatedly do that. I repeatedly do that. I had a dude here helping me. He was trying to help me. I did not let him help me, yo. I was like, yo, no, I'm doing all this shit because I don't know if it's just I don't want people to feel like, yo, I helped you do that shit, and I just don't want to hear nobody ever say that to me
okay,
ever.
true.
So I don't. I'd be like, nah, yo, I'm good. I'm good. I'll suffer. I'll suffer. We all suffer. How about that? Like before I accept help, you know what I mean? Generally speaking, you know, because the conditions that the help comes with, I'd rather suffer alone. Because then I end up suffering with people. I'm like,
Mm.
this is double suffering. Like,
But I mean, I guess then it's like a follow-up of these two things. It's like, isn't there a point where you can't do it alone? I mean, because like psychologically you can, right? Like psychologically you can be a saint or a sage. You go into the psychological realms, you figure out who you are and what your weaknesses are, and you live with that. That's fine. But on a physical level, right? Like when you're alone, it's kind of like it's like a lone wolf thing. Like what are you thinking?
I'm, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be engaging with people just like the
Like
dosage,
gypsies?
controlling the dosage. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I gotta go to Home Depot or Lowe's or
Yeah.
Ace Hardware, and I see people and I have interactions. You know, I ask them things, or we talk about shit real quick, and that's my dosage. I control a dosage. I microdose humans. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think that's more so where I have it, because I'm not going to be able to completely cut people out in that regard. I'm not at that point. If that's why I feel like God don't give me no money like digitally. Like I used to, when I used to get a lot of money, I wasn't getting it digitally. I would get it interacting with people, working with people, right?
Mm.
But I hate, and the whole time was miserable for me still. So, and the whole time I was like, I want to cut as many people out as possible because this shit is miserable. I hate dealing with these people, their personalities. I fucking hate this shit. I can't wait to get enough money to cut them all out. And so, like, yeah, it made me an island, but at the same time, when it was really done and it was finished, it was still a relief. And then, like, I feel like if God was to put me in a position, or life was to put me, like, if I was to make a certain amount of money digitally online to where I could be comfortable, like, to where I just wouldn't have to engage with people, oh, you would never see me. I wouldn't do lives. I wouldn't do none of that.
Huh.
I would not do anything.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really. So I think about, like, my natural inclination. It's not like I want people for a community. It's like I want to get to a certain point to not need people. It's not like I'm ever really intending on fucking making it to where a bunch of people are gonna be around me. And I just don't
Okay,
want to
then
lie no more. I just don't want to
let's
lie
frame,
about it.
bro. Let's frame it like this. So let's say like 10 mil, right? That's probably enough for whatever you want to do. Let's say you have 10 mil right now. What do you do?
I would go to the bank. I would get a bank account, and then I would get a $10 million loan. I would
Okay, but
leverage
like,
that 10 million. I would leverage that 10 million and get a $10 million loan, and continue to extend my credit. I'll do whatever I gotta do. Start whatever I have to do. Whatever ventures that require that. Whether
no, I
it's
mean
investments
the
or whatever.
finance,
I'll just
the
extend my credit. Just continue to extend my credit and use it as a buffer for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's to be totally real. That'd be my first move, though. That'd be my first move.
I mean, no,
Turn that 20, turn that 10 into 20 like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the first move.
No, that's cool. Like the cash flow end, and then like making money work for you. I get all that, but I'm saying like with the money, then what do you do? Like, would you go on a secluded island? Like, what's your next train of thought? Like, do you buy a nice cabin house, get some flock of sheep? Like, what's the next step?
I kind of already live a retired life. I would probably
Okay.
just I would probably just invest in different means of passive income to where I have to see people as little as possible. To be totally real about it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
that's
but
probably what I would
but
do.
I don't
Because
think you're understanding the question. It's like for what though? So you don't see the people, but then where is it going after? Like where's the trajectory? Where's the direction? Where's the energy of the money going when you don't see these people?
I would enhance my life around me and just continue to stack, and just, if I wanted to travel places, I would. I'd buy a fucking plane that I could bring my dogs on. You know what I'm saying? If I got
Ah,
the money up like that, I would do shit like that. Um,
okay.
I don't know. I do have like a billionaire like reptiles mind when I think about it. Like, it's not good. It's not conducive for community. You know what I mean? Like, I
Huh.
think, to be honest with you, like, I feel like if but I think people like that, just they either don't recognize it or they're just gonna lie to you, and I just don't want to lie no more. I feel like it's just wrong.
Uh-huh. Got it. See, because for me, like I would think like even if I had all that cash and let's say I could just like I don't know, go out in nature, make a nice house or whatever the hell, get some more dogs and then just commune that way. But I just feel like it wouldn't be like meaningful in the end, and I might just end up like donating all my money again because it's like I've tried it, I've been there, but it's like what next? Like
Yeah, I think the purest form of giving is anonymous to anonymous. I think I would still, I mean, ultimately, I would spend all the money before death. You know what I'm saying? I don't really plan on having no kids, so I would anonymously give the money to anonymous people without even having an intention. I think that's the greatest thing as far as like parasite dodging as well. Like, having this plan, you got parasites and you're like making plans, and the parasite's like shadowing you. He knows what you're trying to do. I feel like
mm,
when you are in total like, a state of like anonymity like that, where you're like, I might go left, I might go right, I might give this bum $100, I might do that, and just stay in that might space, then the parasite
unpredictable.
really doesn't have any leverage on you. Don't really know where you're going with it. And I think I couldn't just be like, I'm gonna get this money and just give it to people that I have like I favor. I feel like for it to really be meaningful, it would have to be anonymous. Because
Mm.
otherwise, I'm gonna just give it to people that it's just gonna enhance their self harm mostly.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, all the people I know, we all addicts, man. Everybody an addict. If I gave my mom $1 million, she an addict, bro. She'd be drinking twice as much. If I gave my brother $1 million, he just drink better liquor. It would be more vanity. It would just be an expanded amount of vanity. I have to be like, I met this fucking crippled kid while I'm in line or so, or wherever, however it is. I gotta give it to him anonymously and not even thinking about like I'm planning on doing it. I can't be like I'm gonna start a charity. I'm gonna be like, yo, it gotta be completely anonymous. Then I know for a fact that it's nothing. There's no conditionality behind it.
There's
It's
no
actually
attachments.
true. It's
Yeah.
truly like virtuous at that point. I can't. Yeah, so that's what I would do. I think and I would definitely spend it all, give it all away before I die. But while I'm here, that's probably what I would do. You know what I'm saying?
Huh. Okay, then let's take it the opposite way, bro. Let's say no more money. Fucking because the whole finance system you already know, right? Central banks lending, like Rothschilds making us dependent on each other. We're just paying back interest. So taxpayers are just paying, taxes are just being paid to the interest of these super people, the super riches, whatever, however you want to describe it, right? So at some point, all this money is useless because we pay back the debt, then the dollar value is zero because right now we're using dollars based on debt, right? So really it has to be in debt for it to go around and be printing and have value. So if there's no value in money and one place falls, one place crumbles and the whole thing crumbles, which is fairly likely right now with social institutions kind of being shaky, right? And there's no money, then wouldn't you kind of need community? Like you couldn't just go to a Home Depot, right? Like you would have to somehow figure out how to tribally survive again, right? Like what would be your train of thought there?
You talking about like if money stopped right now today?
Yeah, like let's say money's gone. What's the next move?
If it all stopped right now, like there was no
Yeah,
money.
like again, so this whole idea of I'm gonna make money to separate myself from people. You see what I'm saying? Like this whole train of thought of money, because it's really it's at the end of the day it's money that's stopping us from doing things or stopping us from not doing things, so on and so forth. So there's no money. Then what's the way forward? The same thing. You're still there at the cabin, like what? And you're just gonna like fix the repairs with what you can. Like what's the way forward?
I mean, if there's no money, then like, a lot of shit is going down. So I think that
Yeah,
I probably just have to that hypothetical. Yeah, I mean we're in total bedlam at that point.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's zombie apocalypse stuff.
I mean, but would it be better after 10 years? Like because there's not so much fakeness, and so maybe if you meet someone, it's like a real person now,
A lot
because
of people would be dead. Yeah, a lot of people would die. A lot of people would die. If money went away right now, a lot of people would die. It would be like immense trauma.
it would kind of be just, wouldn't it?
I mean, it would be is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would die. A lot of people would die. A lot of people, they're in a state of, they don't, a lot of people don't know how to live out in the woods, you know what I mean? Or forage and,
Yeah.
you know. And you got to think about like in a scenario like that, we're talking about money going away all at once, bro. The amount of robbery for
Yeah.
goods would be
Yeah.
crazy.
And to me, then at that point, bro, there's only one way forward, which is land, like safe land, where you're not near all these barbaric activities, and then food that's on the land, right? So some kind of fruit trees, whatever it is, sustenance.
Bro, you know how much you're gonna have to have an army to guard those trees, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Or you,
You'd have to
I
forage.
mean,
In a no money scenario, you have to go
mm,
into foraging. There's no
but
fucking I'm staying in a spot. At that point,
you think so?
yeah, there's no staying in a spot. At that point, you're gonna have roving gangs taking shit. You're not gonna be
Mm.
able to sit there and grow fruit trees, bro. No, hell no. You're gonna be fucking collecting shit in the woods and having to get rid of all attachments and continue to roam the earth like that. I don't think you're not gonna be able to sit still nowhere in that type of scenario. No.
But where,
Hell
but
no,
where,
bro.
would- where would these gangs get their fuel and their bullets after a while? After 10 years, it's all gone. No, like what's the?
Well, in 10 years, we talk if you survive. Talking about
Yeah.
that's a lot of surviving for 10 years, bro.
Mm. Yeah.
That's a big if. I might not make it. I
Mm.
got plenty of guns and bullets and positioning and buffer. I might not make it. There's people out
Mm.
here with that. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be trying to take my shit. And then
Mm.
it's good. In that
Because the
scenario, if it all stopped like that, and then I don't think it ever will. It'll just transition into the next phase of slavery. I don't think it ever will stop all because then you lose control. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
If you take everything from, what's the quote? You take everything from a man, you can't control him. You just gotta take just enough. I think that's what they're going. I don't see it all happening at once. That would
Mm.
that would not. No, hell no. Then people would just, it would be roving gangs, bro. It would be paramilitary motherfuckers, cartels. The cartels would be taking shit. The whole Southwest would just be cartels. Everywhere would be cartel. Everything would be a big cartel battle everywhere. You got to think about all the people that's on drugs now.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Taylor. It's like I think those people will die pretty quickly because there'll be infighting amongst themselves. You see what I'm saying? So people like you will last because you're kind of, you see what I'm
I
saying?
think a
Will
lot of people will
buffer.
submit, man. I think a lot of people will submit and just become peons and it'll be like a road warrior type scenario. I think you'll
Mm.
still have your drug. I don't think if money goes away, drugs is not going away. People still gonna be addicted to drugs. Somebody's still gonna be the kingpin. All those things, gonna be human trafficking. All that's just, money's not making that go away. Now you just have to trade your body and your fucking labor directly for the things you want. You know what I mean? And so I think you taking money away just removes the liquidity to where there's like, you have to directly fucking, exchange your body for things, for your drugs, the things that you want. And so like, I don't think removing money is going to make the status quo go away. It just changes the means of commerce. I don't,
It
it
changes the
just
game.
makes it worse. I don't think it makes anything, you know what I mean? I don't
Well,
know.
well, because I had this like, of course it's a theory, bro, and it could be useless talking about theories, but hear me out here, like, entertain me on this one, right? It's like whether the system crashes or doesn't crash, bro. It seems like we need to be able to be food sustainable, because if we were food sustainable, it's a lot easier to be peaceful. You see what I'm saying? Because if we're fighting over what's on the shelf of a supermarket because we're mass producing food, because only like in the 1900s is when we like industrialized and started like producing food in such a scale where it's like 1% of the population is producing for everyone. Like if we just slowly return back to the how do you say, the format of everyone's producing a little bit of their own food, I feel like it wouldn't be so chaotic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like, how many people really have the will to do that, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like 10% live rural, and like 1% of the 10% are totally self-sufficient. So it's
Mm.
like, man, it's just a small portion of people that really are committed to having that kind of autonomy. And then people
Yeah.
gonna take their shit when they,
Yeah.
if
Once they
to
get
fall
it, huh?
apart. Yeah. So I don't, I don't see it happening. I think the time for that
Mm.
already happened, and we just living in the wake of the fallout. Like
Mm.
I feel like that shit is already concluded. I mean, people should do what they can to hedge as much as they
Mm.
can. To
Mm.
hedge, we're hedging the transition. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's going to really shift. I think most people is going to commit to the next phase of slavery, and I think that it's going to be a small remnant that gets through and finagles their way through, and then it'll be up to the next generation to keep trying to make it through. You know what I mean? But as far as us getting critical mass, I don't see it happening, bro. People are way too dependent.
Mm. I
You
mean,
just took
because
like
like,
one
yeah,
ingredient from people, they go nuts.
yeah, exactly. I mean, because the reason why I came up on those questions is like it feels like money fuels so many of these like superficial needs and wants and ideas in our society, right? Because it's like for instance, girls. Let's just remain on the topic of women, right? If you have money, chances are a girl's gonna, you know what I mean, like be on your side, right? Because right
Yeah.
now the rhetoric is like, oh, a man who has money can provide, but he doesn't have to be a good man. He doesn't have to have virtue. He doesn't need to be like spiritual in any sense of the word. He doesn't need to be strong. You see what I'm saying? So money has created this, how do you say, this unrealistic mating scenario, this unrealistic mating environment. Whereas if there was no money, people like you and me, like I don't want to be vain, right? But people who are kind of more quote unquote traditionally manly would get all the puss. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, man, it would still be all black dudes getting all the pussy, bro. It
Okay,
would
okay,
get
okay,
be way
true, true,
worse.
true.
It would be way worse
Okay,
as
okay,
far as
okay,
that.
okay.
If there was no money, it would be all black dudes getting all the. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm
Okay,
sorry
so
on
we
that
would
one. I'm
just
telling you,
return
bro.
to the black race. So we would just be annihilated and no more reproduction being happening unless you're black. Is that what you're
If
saying?
it got to that point, yeah. I mean, because if there's no money, bro, what? Bill Gates not getting no pussy. None of them type of dudes is getting no dudes like that getting no pussy. If you not, you know what I mean? It's gonna.
Maybe that's what we need. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You know, like, would that be a better scenario that we just get more melanated and then we return to a more peaceful state? What's the...
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yeah.
Maybe,
Ultimately, yeah. There's just too many recessives at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like they're not in the right position. You know, it wouldn't be
mm,
bad. The numbers wouldn't be bad if they were in the right positions. You know what I'm saying? If they worked with the dominance, the archetypal people in a different way. But I think it's just so much fear that they never will. When I think about it, I'm like, man, if I was on this side completely, would I be like this? If I was on that side completely, how would I? I'm like, nah, they'll never get along. They'll never ever really trust each other. And we're all in the middle of that. We're all just kind of dealing with the fact that they don't get along. You know what I mean? And
mm.
that's like kind of the fall. We're in the fallout of recessives hoarding wealth and dominance dropping the ball at some point to where recessives can take over. And no, they're not going to give them the keys back. They're not going to let, here, take the keys back so you can wipe me out. You know what I'm saying? They're like, look, you know what I'm saying? They're
But
like,
at the
look, bro,
same
we
time,
was
is it like the keys have to be returned at some point? Because the recessives holding the keys isn't really going anywhere, is it?
yeah, I mean, it's the thing is like, you always got a dominant that basically is like the dreamer, that everybody's kind of living in their dream. The original people. It's like,
Okay.
we're like an extension of everybody's in an extension of their dream. And if you make them diluted and intoxicated, then they can hold the keys and you just hold them in that way. You keep
Mm,
them in that state and perpetuate that. You don't need to really necessarily have the keys. You keep them, you know, to where they're just in a stupor and they're not collectivized. And then, you know, they just never wake up from the dream. And
mm.
yeah, that, you know, so it's like,
Actually, let's scoop back a bit. So, what's your thing on recessive? So, you think they just go out from sun, like heavy sun areas, they start eating shitty diets, they start inbreeding, and then they mutate out of the dominant? Like, what's your whole take on that?
man, not all people become recessive the same route, but I
Okay.
mean, all mammals, when they become pale, is when a mammal inbreeds, it becomes pale.
Mm. Yeah.
So like that's one route, and then you have, you know, you have your secondary factors like, yeah, like you become pale, and then now you don't want to live in a warm place. You're leaving that. So then
Mm.
you only breathe. Then you go to a place that's more hospitable to you, to your temperament, and then
Mm.
there's you lump up in numbers, and there's so many people like you in that place, and then y'all continually crossbreed that recessive state, and it just continues to expand and then breaks down the template, and now you have like a chimeric entity, because like not all white people come from the same stock, or all pale
Mm.
people. They don't all come from the same stock. It's like, obviously there's Japanese motherfuckers are more pale than
Mm.
Italians, some Italians, you
Mm.
know. So it's like some people is from different stocks, and this monolithic term of whiteness has people being like, yeah, we're white, I could be with you, or because of whatever, because of Western culture, Christianity, whatever they think. And now you got so much unconscious like vanity breeding, and people just crossing. They're already recessive. Now all the recessives have crossbred to make like a triple mutation. And it's like, bro, this is an abomination. And now you have millions of that. And like, and then, you know, then you also have like the idea of incubator babies, just completely
Oh my God.
manufactured people, you know, that were like
Playing God.
that were repopulated, injected into the systems as orphans, and people crossbred with them. And so now, you know, it's like a black hole. So it's like a loop that people don't know their grandparents, or their grandparents were orphans. They didn't know their people. So you got clones that are crossbred into the system now, and it attached people's bloodlines to this place, and now they're just like infinitely on this hamster wheel incarnating here because they've
Mm.
crossbred,
Mm.
and they're stuck in a dream. And if they were to wake up, and if that was to happen, like at a macrocosmic or a collective level, like, yeah, then you have people wake up from the dream, then the projections no longer control the dream. You know what I mean? Now we're at this point where the projections is controlling the dream. You know?
Hmm. The other way around, eh? Huh. Okay, so do you think, okay, so can you I mean, you've been talking to Pharaoh and stuff, and I'm not too like enlightened about like the history of like recessives and non-recessives. So what is it? So everyone used to be black? Like what's the story? Like and we can't say black, right? Everyone used to be melanated, right? Because black's the whole fucking law, like they're trying to make you lose yourself type things.
Yeah, you melanated. I always say you melanated because
You
pale
melanated, okay.
melanin is pale melanin is like responsible for red and lighter colors, and then you melanin is responsible for brown and darker colors. So I always just say you melanated peoples. Yeah, the dominance, the world was. You have all these different facial features, all these different types. The original bloodline or haplogroup is A00, and they
The
branched off.
American, the
And they made a
American
bunch.
Negro, right?
And they branched off into a bunch of different factions around the world, and people congealed like as far as like phenotypes and like different features. You know, like people had different preferences, vanity breeding, and then it just gets out of control, bro. Like people be like, "Oh, I like your eyebrows or your hair or whatever," and then it just gets out of control down the line. Like 600 years later, we're at this place we're at now. You know, like where.
Wait, so Asians are like, oh, I like your thin eyes. I want those thin eyes. Like so what is it? So like the Japanese came out because like I've heard things like Chinese, like you put the picture next to some African dude and some Chinese dude, and then it looks the same. It's just the Chinese looks a lot less melanated. So what is it like? So they went to this weird land, they start inbreeding, and then they become Japanese. There was no Japanese or Korean or Chinese. There was no white person at all. It was like, because there are some theories like that white people came from like underneath the earth, right? And that they were like at a higher, like they weren't like with the earth. Like the organic people were the Negroid, and then they were like one with nature. And then these like super artificial technology, whatever the hell, came from below the waters or whatever the hell. And then you know, they came onto the earth, and then the black people said, oh, those are aliens, and that's the depictions of grays, like big eyes, like white, kind of like a not great body, you know, like, so there are all these kinds of theories. So what's the one that you're talking and going into is like there was no white person, there was no Japanese person at one point? Like, how does it go?
I mean, you're gonna have like mathematically, somebody's gonna come up with lighter skin or blue eyes or curlier hair or more straight hair. It's going to happen. It's just like the Nation of Islam has their theory of it is the Yaqub theory. It's like this guy, Yaqub, he was like a mad scientist basically, and like
Okay.
selectively bred people until they became lighter and lighter and lighter. And then he
Yeah.
used them as like a force to because like it's different camps. All black people or all you melanated people are not like the same. They come from different stocks. So like they were like, all right, I want to take this other group out because I want to usurp their power. I'm going to create these graphs. I'm going to selectively breed this human-like creature until it's so denatured, and I'll create a mass of that and use that as like a human weapon to take over these people. Because if I was to kill my brothers, it's like in the Bible, like Doeg is a Edomite, and the Shemites use Doeg to kill other Shemites.
Okay.
Because they don't want the karma or whatever you want to say. They don't want that. So they use a third party.
So Shemites use an Edomite to kill other Shemites? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the same thing. They were like, all right, well, let's create a stock of people that can absorb all of this karma or whatever you want to say, and we'll unleash them on people.
But it continues to work that way, because people always say this shit like, oh, they put it in movies so that they can get away from the karma. But I feel like it's bullshit. Is that really true, you think?
What?
Like the whole thing of like, oh, someone else is going to take my karma because, like, for instance, like in Hollywood, we showed you, so we can lie to you because we showed you, you know, this kind of thing, right? Like,
No, I mean, I think like it's like if you never get to the bottom of it, then I think it just continues on until it gets corrected. So it's like you create a whole group of people, and they're the they're the Romans, or they're the Greeks, or they're the Persians, or they're the Arabs, and you use them as like waves of attacks to denature and destroy, destabilize, and usurp the power of the 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 natural peoples in the one world government at the time.
Okay,
So
so
like,
let's go straight to the core, bro. The natural peoples and the one world government at the time is the American Negroid.
yeah, life is starting from America. There's more pyramids in America. The original bloodline was found in America. I mean,
So
it's
Latinos are also some kind of a hybrid mutation, or what?
yeah, they're Sephardics, or they're Sephardics, Filipino, and it's like they could become chimeras. They're so mixed at that point. They're not really. They're Mongols. They're Mongol, Filipino, Sephardics. Some of them might have traces of other things, but yeah, they're not from there. And like the whole thing with Asia, like if you look at the Khoisan of South Africa, they got ran into
Mhm.
South Africa.
Mm.
That's the original inhabitants of Asia, and they got ran into Africa. And when the horde took over, when the mutants took over, they ran them people out, and they sought refuge in Africa. Africa was the last place to be settled. It was
Huh.
not. Yeah, it's a totally inverted history. So
So
like,
wait, the Negroid was kind of everywhere, and then the mutants pushed them to Africa. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I mean they got pushed throughout the realm. They got wiped out or pushed out throughout the realm. So like they established what we call Tartaria, right? So then
Who did? Who did?
the A00 haplogroup,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
they established Tartaria, or this worldwide government, right? That's etheric energy and is, you know, um, totally very advanced civilization. And as it begins to crumble, or as it resets, or whatever, as there's an opening for a parasite to come in and destabilize it, that whole usurpation process is ultimately identity crisis. Just like any
Yeah,
parasite is an identity crisis. So you have these original people. The parasite has to usurp them, and they have to act like they're the chosen people
yeah.
to destabilize the whole system.
Like
So
America,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So then you say like, Israel's over here, Egypt is over here. These are the original people. Everything comes from over here, and totally inverted. Parasite can't like make up some new shit. They just can like flip the reality. So like,
Okay,
they just
then
inverted it.
kind of like a follow-up question here. Then what the hell is Ethiopia? Because like people always say Ethiopia is like the beginning of Christianity, so technically Jesus was black, this kind of stuff. But is that the same thing as the American A1, whatever you were saying? Is like what?
A00. I mean, like if you look in like the Book of Mormon, they talk about like Jesus being in Missouri. All the events of the Bible happen in America.
Okay,
Yeah. So I
so
mean, like,
California was like Canaan or something, and
yeah, yeah. The West Coast is the Levant. I mean, like geographically, the Bible it doesn't make sense. It's talking about the Americas. It's not. There's no way that the Egyptian Sea can be the same as the Great Sea. So the Mediterranean cannot have the mouth of the Nile and also be the Great Sea.
oh no, I got you, bro. Like when the great wise men come look for Jesus, they can't be walking on water, bro. They were going east. How can they go east when they're coming to Israel? I understand. The geographically it's off.
Doesn't make any sense, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so I mean the events, everything has been flipped, inverted, and then perverted or whatever, degraded.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like all those events, whether it's Old Testament or New Testament, all happen in America. And I mean, the Mormons still have a remnant of it. They say that Jesus was in the Midwest and he came to America, and it's like still there. It's just like
But they
we get this like
whitewash it or
fringe like Mormon stigma that
okay.
comes with that. So people just gonna write it
Huh.
off. They hand wave it off. There's plenty of Hebrew artifacts that was found in America. That why would someone make a fake one? How would someone even know how to create this language? This language wasn't even decoded. The modern Hebrew wasn't even created until like the late 1800s by Ben Yehuda. So how the fuck did the fucking the stone in New Mexico? How did this person have Proto Hebrew here? Who the fuck was like, I'm gonna make a fake one but make it out of a language I don't understand that didn't exist yet.
Yeah, it
Like
makes no sense.
none of it makes sense, bro. So it's like they just hand wave the artifacts away, and it's they're all over the country. It's not just there, Western Tennessee, all over the country. There's Illinois in the caves. It's all over the country. You have Micmac is the language of the Algonquins in the Northeast. It's it's like the same as Egyptian or Metaneter, and Mallard or whatever the Jesuit priest that was there that decoded it. He was there before. He was a French priest. He was there in the Northeast of America,
Mm.
into Canada and everything. He was there before the French supposedly found the Rosetta Stone. Before the Rosetta Stone was found by Napoleon and through the Napoleonic Wars, that they didn't know how to fucking convert the hieroglyphs into other languages. So how the fuck did the Micmac language, how did it have Egyptian characters and Egyptian commonality and cognates if you guys didn't even know what Egyptian was for 30 years, 40, 50 years after the shit? Like, it doesn't
Mm.
make sense. So all that shit was here. Latin was here, you know, Hebrew was here, Metaneter was here. All that shit was here first, and then they took the show on the road. You know what I mean? If you mastered civilization, the essence of being civilized, you would take that to the greatest heights you could around the world. You would unify the world, and you know the path. Like my mom used to always say it. Like they say people walked across the Bering Strait, but how do they know that the footprints? They ain't footprints going both ways.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just they inverted it. It's just like doesn't make sense, man. So I don't know. Like her question and shit brought me to a lot of this stuff where I was open to questioning things,
Yeah.
and so I think a lot of people will just never stomach certain things. They'll never even stomach they'll never even process the concepts.
Yeah.
They're never going to get to that point. So I don't see how we going to collectively have any harmony.
So then I guess it brings us to the question, like, then what does responsibility look like? Like, do the people that are not melanated stop like producing recessive genes, or do we mix with melanation to, go into more melanated? Like, and then like, because there's A00, and then there's the African one. Is that's like a lesser variety that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, it's like we all have a consciousness within a body. So perhaps A00 is a body that can fully actualize this consciousness, but it seems like this consciousness is of the same quality. You see what I'm saying, right? So what conclusions do you draw from that?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate nature of man can only really be embodied in a certain vessel. You know,
Hmm.
we need that expression to be fully expressed to set the tone for the rest of everybody else so they all know their place. So people can actually have harmony and they can live in purpose and they can have
Hmm.
contentment. You know, otherwise, then, if that standard's not set, then who is the standard? Who's setting the standard for what the nature of man is? You know, that needs to be set. It's not that other people need to be like completely destroyed or nothing like that. It's just that they need to be in harmony. And
Like acknowledged,
yeah, it's.
not buried away, right? Like,
I mean, you have pale Hamites. You know, you have Hamites that are like so-called Japanese, and then you have Hamites that are so-called Lebanese, and then you have Hamites that are so-called Italian. You know what I mean? Like, and
huh?
it's like y'all speak different languages and shit, but you all Hamites. You got fucking plenty of Asians are Hamites. You
Huh?
know, and it's like this is of your ilk. This is the people that you come from, and then there's pale Shemites. There's dark skinned Shemites. You know what I mean? There's pale Yaphethites. There's dark skinned Yaphethites in India, and you know what I mean. It's like it's plenty of dark and light of all the three types. You know, and it's just that people got to identify who's who and what is what, and then we can get past like the colorism of it. You know what I mean? Like, and then actually get into like virtue based creation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like King David's son. he wanted to take the throne, and he tries to kill King David. So
Hmm.
obviously, it's not like automatic that bloodlines is going to get you. You know what I mean? You have to still exhibit, the true nature. You have to really be virtuous and get out of the way of yourself. And so
Yeah,
it's not like automatic. I mean, if it was automatic, we wouldn't have no problems. The Shemites,
exactly.
the Shemites would have never dropped the ball. They would have never fell to vanity. They would have never got infiltrated. They wouldn't been. You know what I mean? They're not immune to vanity or the seven sins or whatever. So it's not like anybody's immune to that. It's just that like we need them to be in position and to express themselves fully. And there's people
So
that's
let
stopping
me
that from
interject here.
happening.
Yeah.
There's people that they need to wake up, and there's people need to get out of the way of their waking up process.
Okay, so let me interject here. Then does that mean, because for me it's like I'm trying to go to Philippines and then like have this Garden of Eden ethic revive, but maybe it's more important to do it in America where the A00 is and make sure that they know their true nature and they come closer to nature. Like you think that should be a priority? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, I think that as long as you're not in the way of somebody else's self-discovery process, and then
mm,
if you have opportunities to assist, you take advantage of those opportunities. I mean, that's all you can really do, man. I don't think you need to necessarily go to America to achieve that. I think it will it'll ripple down the line. It's just, most people I don't think are looking at it like that. I think,
but I mean, like, do you think that's first though to stimulate the A00 from its sleep? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, is that the first? Uh, like in math, you have order of operations, right? So, is it kind of more futile to go to a more recessive area? You see what I'm saying? And then trying to make something happen there, when in reality, I could just be a catalyst for A00 to come back into its place. You see?
yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, every different part of the world has its Aboriginal. So, I mean, it's still a collective and everybody's connected. So, whatever you can do wherever you're at will be helpful. If you can come to America, I guess, and give them some land to operate on, and you know that type of philanthropy will be helpful. But ultimately, I'm more so thinking like you just gotta get out. You just gotta focus on yourself and
Okay.
get out of people's way when you can, and assist where you can. You got your trajectory, your path that you on. I don't think you should deviate from it for like the sake of ideals, or thinking that going off of it will somehow like ends justify the means or something. I think like just do what you can from day to day. I don't really like if a man took care of himself and he's content, that is a
Yeah,
contribution to the system.
it ripples out. It's like a butterfly effect, no?
Yeah. If he takes care of his children, if he has all the life experiences that will evolve him and he doesn't shy away from them and doesn't have pride and run away from stuff, then yeah, I mean, he's just going to operate different. His seed is going to operate different in the world, and it will help the overall, the collective. And so,
Hmm.
I don't think you necessarily have to come to America, but if you have opportunities to be able to help, then take advantage of them. But
Got it.
yeah,
Okay, this is kind of off topic, but I don't know. You still cool with going, or you want to take a rest?
we could do one more question, man. What you want to talk about?
Let's kind of talk about hygiene, bro. Let's talk about like diet. What are you on now? What are you thinking these days about like what should we be putting in our bodies so that our genes don't get fucked up?
Man, the best fluids you can get, as much sunlight as you can get. Make sure you watch the sunrise every day so you can control your leptin levels. That's like 99% of it, bro. If you see the sunrise, hormonally, what that does to you for your because leptin controls your hunger, your signal for hunger or your signal for satiation. So if you see the sunrise, just seeing that will basically align your hormones. And the more that you do it, the more that your body wants to do it, and then you have a natural response to hunger or satiation. Like So I think that's more that the circadian rhythm, or just you don't have to necessarily, be in a exact circadian rhythm, but you should get up with the sun and watch the sunrise, expose your body to it because of what it does for you hormonally. How that just sets the tone for your hormones for the rest of the day and your leptin levels. Because otherwise, then you're gonna get signals of hunger when you're not hungry, and it's just gonna throw everything else off. So I think that's like paramount. And the breath, get the sun, wake up in the morning, take a breath or whatever. Obviously, see the sun, take a walk, do some breath work, stretch, um, get as many quality fluids, H3O, and if you do eat, if you're doing that every day, when you do eat, if it don't resonate with your purpose, you're gonna feel it. You're not gonna want to do it no more. I think it's like self-regulating. If you do those things, I think you go off the course and you have something you shouldn't have, or that's not, it's inflammatory, it's not helpful for your self-discovery and your daily purposes, then you're gonna feel that shit and be like, damn, I can't do that. It kind of primes your system to where it makes it obvious what you have with the process of elimination.
So you think, like, for instance, Florida, is that like an ideal place to be because it's warm, it's easy to be in the sun year round. There's good fruits. Like I've heard like the gopher wood that was Noah's Ark, right? Is only found in Florida or some shit like this that would have, described the journey from there to the mountains of Ararat or whatever the hell. And then like I've also heard like the most amount of like temperate fruits that would have been in Eden are in Florida. So have you kind of looked into Florida at all? Like what about like warm climates? You think that's relevant?
I mean, yeah, I like Florida, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there just because the bugs and the fucking hurricanes. But I mean, every place got its fucking drama. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't really like. I don't like snakes, alligators, bugs,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
hurricanes. I'd rather deal with. I mean, I still get snakes here, but I'd rather deal with a specific rattlesnake season where I know what time they're going to be around. I'd rather
Hmm.
deal with I'd rather deal with forest fires and earthquakes, and yeah, I think that's the trade-off I made for California. But
Hmm.
I mean, you can grow persimmons, avocados, and I mean, shit. I mean, you could grow bananas if you really want to do the effort to it. You know what I mean? But it's I don't know, man. I definitely feel like I would want to be anywhere from Central California south across the country.
Huh.
I, I couldn't be above Central California. Like Sacramento's not bad though because it's in a valley that keeps it pretty warm. But I think that yeah, man, there's very few places in the states that I want to live. Texas is nice. I think Texas is cool. It's warm as shit. Um, you know, I I don't know. I just again the East Texas is where it's the most green, and you got fucking hurricanes and hella bugs. Like I don't know. I mean, I think people like I mean, some people obviously like it. You know what I mean? But I still my preference has been California because I'm still getting. You got to think about it like the hottest place on earth is Death Valley. I'm on the the Western Sierra. The Eastern Sierra at the foot of it is Death Valley. So I'm getting. That's why the sequoia trees are the biggest trees on earth because they're getting the most sun
Ah,
exposure of any tree on earth.
I see.
So I mean, I'm getting an abundance of sun. It gets cold at night and early mornings, but every day I'm getting sun, and so
Yeah.
I'll take the trade off. There's plenty of
No,
trees here to where a tree dies every year, and I don't even need to cut them down. I could chop them up for firewood. It's not like I have to log or nothing.
gotcha.
I like where I'm at. I like buffer. I mean, Florida's flat. I don't really like flat. Like
Hmm.
as far as like buffer and privacy, and like if things were to go down, I would want like a physical buffer, like a mountain or something I can dig into. That's why
I
they
see.
couldn't do that. That's why the Taliban still around. You know what I mean? They went to the mountains.
That's why the was it America lost to Vietnam, right? They just dig down into the earth. You know, they just use the terrain. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to use the terrain as best you can. And they got hella caves out there. You know, I think the biggest cave on Earth is in Vietnam.
Oh, really? I did not know that
Biggest one
shit.
they got like a beach in the cave.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it's the biggest cave on Earth. I mean, the biggest one they tell you about, at least.
Yeah, for me, man, it's the durian, man. There's so much durian in Southeast Asia, and I'm just like hooked on that thing. So I just want to be where there's durian, but you know, you can plant it anywhere in a, you know, tropical area. So I'm also kind of drawn to Jamaica, but you know, I would be the one recessive that stands out like a sore thumb. So it's kind of, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's the right move.
that's what's kept me from Asia. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's short. I'm 6'5", man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Son Doon Cave is the largest cave
Mm.
on Earth. It's crazy.
Sundom Cave.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Now they probably got a whole crazy network of caves there. But yeah, man. I mean, I like Asia. Asia's cool to visit. I just wouldn't want to live there just because I do feel like I do need to be around melanated people when I am around them.
Mm.
When I'm around
Mm.
people, if I'm around people, that'd be my preference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, but generally speaking, they don't want to live in the woods. So I gotta deal with what I can. I see my family when I can.
Mm. All right, man. Well, I don't want to, you know, keep you going. You seem kind of tired, so maybe you got to get some rest. Maybe we
Yeah,
talk another time or something.
it's been a long day, man, but it was a good day.
But yeah, just cool talking to you, you know, because I've always seen you from that screen, but I've never been talking with you. So that's, I just wanted to pick your brain in the front and see where you're going, what you're thinking. But I appreciate you, man. And yeah,
Yeah, man. All right, bro. Yeah, man. Have a good morning. Right? What is it over
afternoon-ish. Yeah, yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, then, man.
Korea.
Yeah, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
You too, man.